Your
You
your
ain't
boy
seen
your boy your boy
Deadpool.
but your boy really couldn't walk fresh out the hospital when it dropped. I mean, I could, but I wasn't supposed to be walking like that. So now I'm really not
Man,
getting
you
to
could
the
get
point
you a
where I can
bro. You
walk.
could
You know
get
what
the
I'm
little.
saying?
You could have went there on the in the wheelchair, bro, and got the executive seat, man. Got the best seat in the house, man.
Nah, man, I ain't in no wheelchair right now. Nah, bro, I'm not doing no wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? I can't do no wheelchair. Mm-mm. Can't do it. Can't do no wheelchair, bro. Oh shit! Now Boogie froze. Oh man, it ain't my internet this time. It was my internet last time. Okay.
Now you back.
Yeah, man. Uh, you know what, bro? Have you? All right, I know you watch. I know you watch TV shows. You know what I'm saying?
I watch
Uh,
TV shows.
did you ever watch this TV show called Devil? No, Evil. Evil.
I watched Evil. I watched Evil.
Did you watch the all four seasons?
Pretty much, yeah.
How you feel about it, bro?
I feel as if I feel as if uh it got way too sticky, like sticky, not STICKY, but like shtick. Like every time somebody had to transform, they gotta do this. Like I'm like, come on, man. Like every time, like I'm gonna fuck you up, and they space change. Like, come on, man. And then really, I feel like they were kind of strapped by because it's TV. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't expound on certain things. It was some bad writing, bro. To be honest with you,
It was some
I'm
bad
giving them
writing.
more credit.
It
It's some
would have
bad writing,
did
bro.
it would have did better like on HBO or Netflix. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
We you
know.
could
The writing was bad though. I feel you, but the writing was bad. Like some of the concepts of some of the like some of the concepts were like it's crazy. Like, bro, you are a mythical being. Why is you stealing money, bro? You can really just stack. You can the play some of these creatures had to get played to get money was like, bro, you can transform in this shit, bro. Why is you doing this petty scheme for Crash, bro? You can really do one big scheme, be killed in the eyes of man or whatever, and just go live your life somewhere else with this bread. You know what I'm saying? Like they had people who were split in half, all kind of stuff. Like, bro, split in half, let your other half get caught and go to jail, and then you know what I'm saying? It was some it was some bad plots. It was,
Michael Coulter, that
yeah,
nigga can't act, bro.
yeah. Cage was probably his ceiling. Cage was
Silly.
probably because he didn't have to say it was basically he was Keanu Reeves. You know what I'm saying? He just had one liners and punching people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he didn't get exposed. Like I feel like Evil exposed him, this big black dude, and then he's
Yeah.
like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Whoa, where does voice come from, bro? You kind of sound like a little teenage cheerleader or something, bro." And then homie was running from the like homie was running from the little demons or whatever, and I don't know what this run was.
Yeah.
It was like the most unathletic form of running I've seen in my life. And I noticed after seeing him run, I noticed like
Yeah.
homie was real unathletic in
Luke
Marvel shit
Cage.
too. Yeah. He was
That's probably the thing.
yeah, that nigga was unathletic, bro.
He was that was his whole thing. Like he would like duck, get hit, or put his chest out and throw a punch, and that was it. It wasn't like there was no. It wasn't like Iron Fist who actually have combinations, or Jessica Jones who had combinations of punches. Now he just yeah, it was pretty bad, bro. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
pretty bad.
pretty bad, pretty
I
bad.
can't believe you ain't seen Deadpool, bro. It's so many spoilers. Can I give you one spoiler, bro?
I mean, I know Wesley's in it. The original Daywalker's in it. I know that.
That's probably that made the movie for me, bro. That
I
made the
mean, it
movie
got
for me.
spot.
I mean,
I knew it was something going down, but it's funny because I saw like a clip online, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh shit, they
yeah,
went and got Wesley because like
yeah.
Ryan Reynolds said Wesley was an asshole when they was filming Blade. So
Blade, yeah.
and then it's funny. So now you got these
Which is
petitions
ironic.
out, huh? What is that?
It's that's
Okay,
ironic
yeah.
because people have said that it's ironic because people have said that Ryan Reynolds is an asshole. You know what I'm saying in his with Green Lantern in certain movies, they people like, man, this guy's an asshole. But when you're a star, you know,
I think once you when you are good at something, bro, and you are like the focal point or the star, people are gonna think you're an asshole, bro.
yeah, it comes
Yeah.
across as asshole-ish because sometimes they get in your word 3 and 4 people down. You know what I'm saying? Even if
Mhm.
y'all work in close quarters, like it don't have to be in Hollywood. Like just if you at your job, bro, and you have a position at your job, the person working next to you might get your word 3 persons away from you, and when it get to them, it come off as an asshole move. You know what I'm saying? And you the asshole, but really that's just the person's interpretation of what you said, and they put their sauce on it. So, but
Nah,
it was a very
yeah.
good movie, man.
They gonna get my word directly from me and think I'm an asshole though. But like if I'm the star of the show, like if I'm Wolverine, bro, in
Yeah,
Fox, yeah, like you might be like the ancillary nigga. You might be the ancillary X-Men or whatever. You got to be on set at 5 in the morning. I ain't rolling in there until I really want to because the shit don't start until I step on scene anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna roll in there about 10. I'm gonna eat breakfast, watch First Take. You know what I'm talking about? Or maybe watch Nick Wright. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna put
Yeah.
on my little Wolverine outfit and roll in that bitch with a hangover. Like, what's up, nigga?
Well, sometimes that's how they write into they contracts. It's not that they being prima donnas. They're like, hey man, what I'm saying, my character, I've done enough work to earn these luxuries. You know what I'm saying? So it's written in their contracts that I don't start till 10. You know what I'm saying? And because, like you said, the ancillary person is, like, hey, this guy don't come to 10, but we want to get some of these scenes that they're not in early because this ain't costing scenes. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always being an asshole. Sometimes it's like knowing your worth. You know what I'm saying? As a but you got to go see Deadpool, man. What else have you? What have you not? What have you seen? Did you watch the end of the boys?
I ain't like the way the season ended. I ain't
I
like it. I ain't
liked it.
like it, bro.
I
I
liked
ain't
it.
like the end, bro. Cause the last time you see Billy Butcher, niggas near death, and Homelander's son kills the old lady, and next thing I know,
Yeah.
Homelander rolls in looking about 15 years younger, and he's fully embraced his suit powers, bro. I ain't like it, bro. Not at all. And then I ain't like Mother's Milk getting hit by the dick. That was Paul. That was gay. Like what?
I mean, that's not
What?
the first time.
Huh?
That ain't the first time it's happened though. He got hit by the same dude. I think that was the play because when they went to the orgy party in season 3 or 2, it was the dude with the dick that kind of
Mhm.
like fucked him off. So it's like calling back to that scene.
But my thing is,
I like
bro,
it because
if I'm a
go ahead.
superhero, then I'm gonna let you cook. If I'm a
Yeah.
superhero, bro, I don't want to have to fight with my dick. Like, no,
I
no.
mean, if that's what your power is, man. Not to
I'm not
change
gonna
the
be fighting
subject, but
though. But if that's my power, I'm not gonna be fighting. I'm gonna be a porn star, bro. I'm not finna risk fighting another superhero who might have like blades for arms and chop my
and
shit
cut
off,
it off.
bro. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not. No, we're not doing that. We're not fighting with my dick. But go ahead, cook.
You play with the card. You play with the cards you get. You're dealt, man.
And
Like
I'm gonna
this this
play.
this
I will play in the arena best for having an expandable dick, and it's not gonna be in
But I
combat.
mean, I mean, but yeah, I can see that. I can see. I mean, if that's your power, but what kind of like can it grow back? Like, what's the powers? Is it just grow long? Is it like a snail that I mean, like a worm? You cut it off, it grow back. Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? If it can grow back, then I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? If I got them kind of powers, I was gonna say, this lady in I forgot where she's from, but she has the Y chromosome and she's boxing the Olympics. And so of course the 85% of internets who only read headlines just saw Y chromosome and figured it was a transgender woman beating up on a chick because she hit her like 3 times and the girl was like, "No, she hit too hard."
Yeah, I saw
And just
that.
quit. You know what I'm saying?
I got caught up in one of the
But really,
headlines from the conservatives where they said it was a dude. I didn't read further down. I
yeah.
was like, damn, that's fucked up. Cause she do look like a dude, but.
I mean, kind of not, but
Nah.
in the boxing stuff she does. But when
Yeah.
she out of stuff, she's like a regular, butch chick. But the whole thing is like, man, you don't think that Jackie Joyner Kersee had a Y chromosome, bro?
I don't know. I don't know.
If you don't think that Jackie Joyner Kersee had a Y chromosome, then I got some land for you. I got some fertile land to sell you
Well, hold on.
in the
Explain this to
Sahara.
me. Do the Y chromosome means that's like a male feature, right?
It's just it's a chromosome. So technically, from what I've read and from what I know, it's not a major. It's just it allows you to produce more testosterone in your body, basically.
So everyone has Y chromosomes. I'm asking. I don't know. I'm
No,
asking. So only men
uh,
should have the Y chromosome because it allows you to produce more testosterone. Because both male and
yeah.
female, we both we both produce estrogen and testosterone. Is that correct? Am I correct?
I think so. I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but I think that the way our body processes and the amounts that we produce are what differ.
Okay.
But I mean, you can look at certain people and see men too. You can see men who, so you can look like everything. Science is science, but sometimes your eyes can tell you like you see a chick who doesn't take steroids, who works out every day, and she has, broad shoulders and a hard jawline and 4 or 5 whiskers coming out of her, saying chin, or she got a 5 o'clock shadow. You're like, it's a chance she might have, that Y chromosome.
You want me to tell you
But
the truth or a lie? Having a homie that's a professional bodybuilder going to some of these bodybuilding gyms working out with him.
yeah,
Every female I've seen with a deeper voice, a larger jawline, they was
yeah.
on that shit, bro. They ain't had no extra Y chromosome. They had some extra needles.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the reason why I said Jackie Jonah Kersey, well, I really I made the point to somebody else like Jackie Jonah Kersey, out there Gibson. Some of these people who we've seen destroy women, we've seen their physique, and we know that they've been tested. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way in the world they was not testing Jackie Jonah Kersey every time they saw her, like watching her walk into a room. Oh, we gotta test her, man. You know what I'm saying? No way we ain't gonna test her. You know what I'm saying? Look at she built like a outside linebacker, bro. Like we gonna have
She
to test
was?
her.
I thought she
You know
had
what I'm
ass,
saying?
bro. I thought she was like fine. No, that was Flojo. My bad. That was
That's
Flojo who had.
FloJo. You think about
Yeah, yeah,
FloJo.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
They
okay,
tested her
okay.
too though. Jackie
You
Jones
think
Kersey was the
you
one that
think
was
they
swole, dark skin.
you think they testing Shikari?
Yeah. That's
She
how she got
running away
that's how
from
she got caught with
bitches.
the weed.
Like she
That's how
running
she got
away
caught with
from
the weed.
bitches.
Yeah.
The weed.
I mean, I ain't seen I know it's
Nah,
gonna be interesting, man, because her in
she's running.
Jamaica.
She's running away. All them Jamaicans that talked all that shit right after her who was that? Her grandmother that died.
Yeah.
Yeah, when her grandma died and the Jamaicans was beating up on her, talking all that fly shit to her. Yeah, they ain't saying shit now, bro.
Mhm.
Nah, they ain't been
She
saying
got
shit
beat
for a while.
this year though. She got beat this
Yeah,
year.
she the fastest woman. I don't quote me. I think she holds the record. She might be the fastest woman in the world right now.
Are you on track yet? I don't know.
Yeah, nah,
I
they
don't
already
think
did
so.
the 4x1, the females 4x1, and they started the
For
females
real?
100. Oh yeah, nah, America left them Jamaicans, bro.
I said, hey, I'm a day behind, dollar short.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, four
sound.
by
That's
one.
how
Oh, so they
that's what
doing.
sound when you run fast. That's what it do.
I could tell you never ran fast before.
Nah, I never ran track like that. No. Oh
uh,
man. What is it? What else coming from out
yeah,
the Olympics? Oh yeah, Simone Biles now holds the record for the most medals won by an American gymnast ever.
and that was expected, man.
Yeah, I mean when you jumping
I I
12
I,
feet in the air doing 55 somersaults, you know what I'm saying, and then landing perfectly.
I feel like gymnastics though. It's like gymnastics. All let me not. All the sports that have judges, like there's the element of just not messing up as opposed to being great. Like you can win if you don't mess up. Your greatness to an extent sometimes can be your consistent. Like in the men's, the two top gymnasts, the two top I think they were Chinese, they had made mistakes, and so other people got not because other people were better, they just made mistakes.
Well,
It's
so
not like basketball or soccer where okay, you have a timed event and you show, you have a bit, you make mistakes, but you have a chance to redeem yourself through. Now, if I make a mistake, he don't make a mistake, he win. But I mean, that's how it is.
it's
But
not
just
that.
I don't like that.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's a little more technical than that. So, me and you can be gymnasts, and we can go out there and do a floor routine or a pommel horse routine or
Yeah,
whatever, right? And
yeah,
we both can be flawless. We don't make a mistake in our routines, but
yeah,
also you're graded on the difficulties of the routine. So you can go out there and do some
yeah,
just, regular shit, not make a mistake, but still not, but still get a lower score because of the, rate of difficulty in your routine. That's why Simone Biles be winning because she be doing some difficult ass shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's a great gymnast, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like I said, the men's, like I watched some of the men's, and like it was like 4 or 5 events, floor events, the pommel horse, that guys just fell down. You know what I'm saying? Even on the even bars, guys kind of just fell down, and so it's like diving the same way diving, man. Like we can both do tough dives, or you can do a tough dive, I can do a tough dive. You know what I'm saying? I don't mess up, you mess up. And like it's because we're not really competing. To me, we're not competing against each other's. We're competing for the judges. So even if we do it both perfect, one judge might be like, "Oh man, he did it at 9.9. He did it 9.7." You know what I'm saying? There's more subjectivity because you have judges, as opposed to like skating, where like you gotta beat me, or track. You gotta be faster than me. Ain't no judge telling you because your fingers were more straight when you ran that. No, you have to beat me. You have to actually beat me.
But that is actually beating you though. Like your
No, because if we
form,
do the
like
same,
your form, the difficulty of your moves. Like you might do just a simple one flip. I might do some twisting flip type shit, stick the landing. So I am competing
yeah,
against you, and you're being judged on the difficulty of your moves, your flips, tumbling, whatever you
yeah.
want to
If
call
we
it.
do the
So,
same,
but no one
if
is
we do the
doing the exact
same,
same. No one is doing the exact
no,
same
no,
routine.
no. I'm saying if we do the exact level, we both can have like a 8.5 difficulty, right? Or we could, like I'm saying, even let's say you do a 9.5 difficulty, and I do a 9 difficulty. The judge is judging whether my feet are straight. So, and even the judges that sitting there, even when they vote, they don't all, most of the time they don't all vote the same. It'd be a 9, a 8, a 7. It's somewhat subjectivity because one judge might be looking at only feet. One judge might be looking at only arms. One judge might be looking at, I don't know how they break it down, but they might have 5 judges judging 5 different things, and then they put them together. Or they might be, say, I don't know. I'm not
I
sure, but
mean, it's
I
similar.
well, I know a little bit, but
It's similar to boxing too, though. Because I mean, even with boxing, you got niggas that I'm gonna score with the jab. So just because I'm hitting you with the jab, I might not be affecting you at all, but because I'm scoring, hitting you with
yeah,
this jab, I'm being more active than you are. You know what I'm saying? You're landing more power shots, more shots that are hurting me. But because I can go to
yeah.
12 round distance and I'm scoring more with a jab than you are, two judges might score me winning technically because I scored with the jab. You know what I'm saying? I
I
don't know.
mean, depending on what kind. Because in Olympic boxing, yeah, what I'm saying, Olympic boxing, they known for just in Olympic boxing, when you hit the white part, what I'm saying, that's a score. No matter where, if it hits, and it's a score. Whereas in pro boxing, what I'm saying, once again, like you were saying, the subjectivity. One judge might not score none of them. You might pepper him all day long. He don't have to score that. He don't have to score that. You know what I'm saying? That's not, you don't have to, but in Olympics you have to score. You're scoring by, what I'm saying, those parameters or whatever.
Yeah, plus pro
But
boxing. It depends on how much money y'all pay the judge for the fight.
and and in boxing, I still have the chance to knock you the fuck out at any point. Like I still have the opportunity. I don't have the opportunity in diving to trip you or to put, what I'm saying, sand on the diving board. I don't have any chance to control my own fate. I have a chance to control. I don't. There's a part of my faith that I'll never have control over because it's always going to be a judge. Whereas in every other sport, I have 80% of the control of my. I can okay. I'm gonna hit this jumper. I'm gonna throw this touchdown. I'm gonna tackle this guy. I'm gonna skate faster, run higher, jump faster. I'm gonna jump higher. I have the ability to just imagine training for 4 years for somebody, some fat white woman to be like, no, your toe was a quarter inch, and her like what?
That's
Like get
unfair
out of here,
because
man.
usually the people who are judging you are former gold medalists, silver medalist,
Psh,
Olympians. They're
no,
not
they're
just
not.
the get no book. Yes, they
No,
are.
they're not.
Book. They're
No, they're
these
not.
book. These aren't like just random off the street judges, bro.
I didn't say that, but they're not former Olympians. They're 100% not former Olympians.
Are you sure they're
They're
100% not former Olympians? You're yeah, you know that for a
yeah.
fact. How you know that for a fact? I'm just
I'm
asking.
saying
I'm saying, how do you know
I'm
that for a
saying
fact?
that can I tell you why before you cut me off?
Yeah.
I'm saying that the judges that are judging, those are typically judges. They're not Olympians. They might be some judges that are Olympians, but there's not enough Olympians to have all Olympic judges. There's not enough of them, period.
You don't
There's not
think there
enough
have been enough
Olympians.
past Olympians who are professionals in the sport who can judge? You don't think they have enough of those floating around? I'm asking.
No,
You don't think so?
no, they don't. The same way they don't have enough
Well, how many? What's time?
NBA.
Whoa,
Let me
time out.
okay.
How many Olympians do you think are floating around from just the last 25 years
3 Olympics, 25 years, so that's
of
six
gymnasts?
Olympics.
And it doesn't just have to be
Gymnasts.
American. It can be from
Yeah,
all
yeah,
countries, right?
exactly. But but your premise is flawed because being a judge, just being an Olympian doesn't make you able to be a judge. There's a process you go through to be a judge.
Well, I
Being a
understand that.
judge is
I didn't
just like
say
being
just because you're an
I'm,
Olympian, now you're a judge. I understand there's a process that you would
that's
have
what
to
I'm
go
saying.
through to become a judge if that's what you would want to
Yeah,
do.
exactly. And what I'm saying is the same way that refs are cultivated, the same way that that umpires are cultivated, you have to cultivate judges. So now what you're saying is if I was an Olympian in 88, right, I probably won't be a judge until 2000,
Okay.
maybe 90, maybe 96, right?
Okay. Well,
I would have to
this
want,
but this 2024
listen,
though.
if I'm saying I would have to want to give years of my life to judging. I'd have to want that.
Okay.
And there'd have to be space for me to be able to live that life, to be paid as that. And there's not spaces for that. If that was the case, then if that was the case for judging and refing and all that kind of stuff, every former player from every sport would just go and be referees and judges.
That's not true
That's
because
all
you
they
might
would
not
do.
have the passion to be a referee or a judge. I'm not saying that it's a so I'm not saying that
Yeah,
everyone would want to do it. I'm just saying, how do you know that?
yeah,
Well, what I really was saying was I don't think just some random fat person is judging gymnastics in the Olympics without any kind of background, maybe former Olympian, former coach, former something in the actual sport. Like I don't think someone is just rolling off the street saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be an Olympic
no,
judge."
I didn't. I'm not saying they're off the street, but I'm also saying that Skip Bayless and Stephen A. are examples of people who have an a earful and have say so in industries that they've never really ever they never ever participated in this industry.
You
It's the
also
same
have,
with these judges.
but you also have in that same vein, you do have former athletes who have say so in that industry as well. So it's a mixture of the two. I understand what you're saying. It's a mixture of the two. You don't have to the pre qualifier to be one of these judges doesn't mean you had to be a former Olympian. But I do know
Yeah,
just by watching the figure skating that I know there have been judges who were past Olympian
yeah.
figure skaters. I know that as fact. So I would assume
And there
that
are some
also
judges that have there's never there's judges that have never been
I'm not arguing the fact that there are judges who have never been Olympians. I'm not arguing that fact at all. I know that that's a thing. I know that there are judges that
So
are a
now I'm
part of
saying
the
there.
sport that might not have been Olympians. I understand that.
So now I'm saying. So I'm saying there's some fat chick or some fat dude
Now
who
that's why I
never did
disagree
a
with you.
cartwheel,
That's what
never
I
did a
that
tuck.
and now that's why I
It's
disagree
a
with you.
okay. Okay. I'm saying it's a fat dude, just like it's a
You
Stephen
want you
A.
want you want you
who
want to know
never
why I
hit
just you want to know
who
why I
never hit a
disagree with
jump
you?
shot in the NBA.
But you want to know why I disagree
Why?
with you? Because you are a referee of
Why?
basketball. You're not some fat, out of shape
Yeah.
person who has never shot a basketball or never played at a collegiate level or higher. You are someone who has played the sport at somewhat of a high level, and now you are a referee of the sport. So you're not just some random guy off the street who decided to referee basketball. That's what I'm saying.
But I see dudes every day in tournaments that are off the street who never play high school basketball, who literally say like guys like, man, I started ref because I love the game.
Okay.
Not saying they're bad, but then there are some who are bad, right? And because there's a deficiency of in those fields. Like it's hard to get refs for any sport. It's hard to get judges for any sport. Why? Because one, it's a pressure situation. Two, typically they don't pay a lot. They don't pay enough. Three, there's a period of time it takes to be good at it. Like you don't see 25-year-old judges. You don't see 30-year-old judges. Most judges are in their 40s. Most referees in the league are in their mid to late 30s. Why? Because it takes time to cultivate this skill. This is like basketball players cultivate their skills from the age of 12, 13, 14, even younger than that. But they cultivated it for 10 years to get to the point to be NBA players. And referees don't start at 12. They start at 20, and they have to go through they go through the high school, college, or they go through the college, semi-pro, pro. It's a period of time. The same, and what I'm saying, and there are some guys who never played in high school, who are who I wouldn't say out of shape. Well, out of shape. You've been to a high school basketball game. You've seen fat referees. You've seen those guys who can't get out the way, who be getting run over by the kids
I
in the
mean,
middle of the play.
the conversation was about Olympic level judges. I ain't talking about high school level judges or coaches, bro. I'm talking about just
Well,
Olympic
I'm saying
level
there are Olympic
coaches.
level judges that suck. It's a long running joke about the Russian judge. It's a long running joke because the Russian judge. Oh damn! I must have to upgrade my stuff, man. I ain't been on what's called so long that I had my situation didn't change. But
I get what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying.
okay, yeah. What else you got, man?
Man, I saw you speaking passionately about Kamala Harris, bro. About there will be no
Yeah,
slander or
niggas.
disrespect. I saw you speaking real, with you were typing with passion. So I was just wondering
I was just.
where's your stance on that situation and how has that been going for you out here in these internet streets, bro? Because I saw you typing with passion.
I wasn't passionate. I was just being like, we need to be on code like they on code, bro.
What you mean by on
That's the
code?
problem, man. Really.
That's what I want to ask you. What you mean by on code?
Okay, so the Republicans in 2000, 99, 98, all they were saying was fuck Trump, fuck Trump. We don't like Trump, fuck Trump, fuck, right? Man, he'll never, la, 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 right? When Trump got a following,
Was it 99 and
it was like,
2000?
come on. Yeah.
Yeah, I really wasn't paying attention to Donald
Before,
Trump in 99, 2000, bro.
well, he won 2000, didn't he?
Donald Trump won in 2000? No.
Oh,
No,
was
I
it 04? It was
graduated in
04.
2000. It wasn't
I'm tripping.
2004 either. Yeah,
I'm
you're
tripping.
tripping.
It was 16. It was 16,
Donald Trump won
right?
the, the
16.
the the last race and then lost to Biden for this term. So he was a
Yeah,
term
I'm
he was a
tripping.
term ago.
It was 2016. So 2014, 2015, 16, 14, whatever, the year before. I'm thinking 2020 in my head. But anyway, before that, they were like, fuck Trump. Nah, this is a joke. But when they saw that he had the numbers behind him, they got on code. They're like, okay, man, look, he he has the numbers. He looks like us. He has, even though he might be left field, we know we know that he's one of us. He's one of ours. We know his old man. We know where how he got into the money. You know how, we understand. We stayed on code, man. So all that talking crazy about Trump stopped
Oh, let me ask you a
after
question.
he got became the
Let,
Republican.
let me ask you a
What?
question. Did some of his talking points, not now, because now he just telling lies, but before then, I'm asking, did some of his talking points and policies align with what the Republicans wanted to do?
Uh,
Because if what he
No,
was
I mean,
saying,
yeah,
if what he was saying was in line with what the party wanted to do, I would understand why the party got on code and got behind him because he's pushing the agenda in which they want, and he probably was the best
well
candidate
then
for
no.
that agenda.
No, bro, because he wasn't even a Republican, bro. He was the independent. Like that, I understand the point you're making,
No, I'm
but
asking,
I'm
and I wasn't
saying
making a point.
if
I was
he,
asking the question. I was asking.
I'm saying if he was already, if he was already pushing Republican idealisms, that he'd have came out as a Republican from the very beginning. He was at one point he was a Democrat. He's been everything. He's
Well,
been
yeah, at
whatever
one point,
sticks.
like in the mid 90s, he actually made a comment and said if he was to ever run for president, he would run as a Republican because they stupid. That's what he said.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was registered as a Democrat
I know.
at one point. He was, and before he became a Republican, he was running as an independent, right? But
Well, I didn't know.
because he had garnered, huh?
I didn't know that part. I thought he was. I thought when he decided to run, he ran as a Republican. I didn't know he started out as independent.
No, he was independent. He was independent because before he got the nomination, before he got to the RNC, he was independent. All the when he got that behind him, they and all that chirping about him stopped because they was like, man, look, we're not gonna spite ourselves over no, oh, we're not gonna spite ourselves and divide our party because of some idealisms. Once we get the one because he's gonna get with us, we can talk to him in private. We can have these discussions amongst us. We're not gonna do this in the public because the one thing the public is looking for is for unity. And what I'm saying is like, bro, we gotta be on code the same way we was on code with Obama, man. There was like being candid, there were people who voted for Obama because he was black. Because he was black. There
A
are
lot
people who
of
voted
black
because he
people
had good
voted for
policy.
a lot of black people only voted for Obama because he was black. But Obama never pushed a black agenda. He pushed the unity agenda for all. So you had a lot
Yeah.
of race people, black, white, whatever, voted for Obama the, because they actually liked the agenda and the policies and the talking points that he was pushing as well. So,
And
you
more than
know,
anything, more than anything, they understood that he, as a black person, wouldn't do the things that a white person would do because the white person doesn't understand the struggle of a black person, and that's been the go between this whole time with some of the conversations like, oh well, we understand, us Democrats understand what the black community, us Republicans want to help the black. I want to give black jobs. You know, this is not a new conversation about these type of things. But when you have somebody who doesn't have to say those things, I don't like Kamala Harris, Obama, they don't have to say, I'm getting black jobs. It's understood vicariously. You already know, okay, this person, this is in there, they understand what racism is. We know when she walks in the rooms, when she's walking in the rooms in government, that she already gets certain looks that she already has to overcome. We've seen how they've treated her just because of her skin tone, just because she's a woman in this position. So we don't have to ask mundane questions like, "What's she gonna do with the black vote?" Or, man, come on now.
why
And,
don't
and
we have to ask that though? Like, why don't we have to ask what
because,
she's? No, no, no. Listen,
'cause
I'm finished my. Why do we not have to ask what is she going to do with the black vote, or if she has some sort of agenda for Black America? Like, have you heard any of these talking points that she's put out? And I'm just asking because my only
I
issue
have
with
definitely,
My only issue with Kamala is
yeah.
the last thing I heard from her was "We did it, Joe," and then honestly, I really haven't heard anything of substance from her for like the last 4 years. It's almost like they were hiding her, and now she's out, she's running. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Kamala because I'm pretty sure that's a better option than what the Republicans got going on and Donald Trump. But with that being said, like, what are some of her policies she's pushing? Have you heard her say anything that is giving you some confidence when you go cast that vote for her that she will further what the Democrats and Biden did and make improvements? Like, have you heard any of that? Or are we voting because she's not Trump? That's my question.
Well, two things. Yes, just a blind person would just vote not blind, a person who was thinking forward would be like, if it's between her and Trump, it's no brainer her. So
Oh,
yes,
but what? All right, cool.
just vote.
But why is it a
I'm
no
not finished.
brainer?
I'm not finished
I'm
though,
asking, why is it a no brainer though?
because Trump has showed repeatedly over and over again that he doesn't care about anything. All he cares about is Trump. All he cares about is putting his brand forward. So
Okay.
he doesn't care who or what he steps over, what bridge he burns, what policy he dissipates. He doesn't care. All he wants to do, and he 100% is up for sale. We've seen him go and post up with the vilest of people. We've seen him being like, "Oh yeah, man, the KKKs, they cool, man. Oh yeah, Putin, yeah, he cool. Oh yeah, so and so, he cool." We've seen him go post up with these people like they cool, knowing they ain't cool, knowing, seeing what they do, seeing how they get down, knowing their history. So you don't have to think hard to think. But going back to Kamala and her policies, why would somebody think that Kamala's policies are radically more different than Joe Biden's and Obama's? That doesn't make sense for her to have such like Joe Biden was
Nobody
Kamala
said that though. I'm just asking, have you heard
no, no,
any of her
I'm not.
talking points in some and
Yes,
have you heard any of the talking points and what she's pushing and would like to do? You know what I'm saying? Like prime
but
example
I'm saying,
with the Trump shit, it's already a no for me because I'm hearing what he wants to push with in his whole project 2025 with the Republicans are trying to push some of the things like blanket immunity for law enforcement when they do dumb shit, stuff like that.
yeah,
Trying to set us back with some of these laws that he's trying to undo and shit like that. Like we see that. So my question would be,
yeah.
have you heard Kamala talking about some of the things that she wants to do, some things that she wants to improve on that have been set in place, some new pop.
Wait, on the catch where we stopped. BP Harris's policies. That's an unfair question to ask, not of you, but just in general, because most of the time VPs are like secretary, unless it's a tragedy or something. We don't really hear what it's not like, what do we know about Joe Biden before he ran in the background looking mean at people that fuck with Obama. Who was George Bush Senior's VP?
No, I'm saying I'm not asking about her policies while being VP. I'm talking about now that she is the presidential candidate. What is she saying? What is she saying as far as what she wants to implement, what she wants to build on, what she wants to change? I'm not speaking about what her policies were as the VP. Like as the VP, you're supposed to support.
She only had a week.
Look, I'm just
She only
asking.
had a week and a half.
I'm just
I'm
asking.
just saying she only had a week and a half. You want me to tell me? I mean, the two or three speaking engagements she's had since the week that decided to run, maybe 2 weeks. Like she's been very political. She said the right things. Uh she hasn't stepped outside of the previous things of the previous administration. That was the plan for her to continue on with Biden's policies, because they agreed on a policy. And when like Biden was like, we need to do this, and she was like, no, they were in accordance with each other. So I
You
wouldn't
think
expect them to
do you think she's the best Democratic candidate that we have? Why?
because the election is what, 90 days,
Okay.
and so for us to go find a candidate who would be able to implement to continue the current administration's policies, which were in line with the Democratic Party, it'd be tough, man, because there's it's just like any job, you know what I mean? On the outside looking in, it's always like, yeah, we can get this guy over here or this person over here, this guy, girl over here who's not really in the system. But when you get in the system, it's like now it's a bunch of intricacies. She knows where the bodies are buried. She knows where the landmines are. She knows a lot about what's going on. So it's only logical for her to be the next. She became the VP in hopes of being the president one day. So why would they skip over her and go somewhere else? That would be logical. Most
So if
VPs
let's say if
of the
from
president.
jump Biden said I'm not running again.
Hmm.
Do you think she was the clear cut best candidate, or do you go back and do you start looking at some of the things that Pete Buttigieg was saying, or I forgot Chinese American guy. Like all of these people are, all of these is
Yeah.
Andrew Yang Wang whatever. All of these people are a part of the current workings of the
Democratic.
current
Yeah.
administration. So it's not like these are
Yeah.
outsiders who had nothing to do with the administration. Like Pete Buttigieg is a part of the current administration. He's pushing the line of the Democrats. Like we haven't even had the Democratic National Convention, but once you go to the Democratic National Convention, all of these people who could be potential candidates are still pushing the line of the Democratic Party. So it's not like, let's say, if you roll with a Pete Buttigieg, whatever his name is, that
Yeah.
his policies will be so far off and not in line with the current administration because he's a part of the current administration. So I just ask,
Yeah.
look,
But
I'm not
but
knocking Kamala at all. Honestly, I feel
yeah.
like I haven't, look, you can't say that you've heard any more of Kamala Harris in the last 4 years than you have of Andrew Wayne and Pete Buttigieg. And some would say you've heard more of those
Exactly.
two because they have been doing more upfront work than Kamala
Campaigning.
has.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Another, but
saying that
oh,
she's not a
go
good
ahead.
candidate. I'm not saying she's not the best qualified candidate. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just, from my vantage point,
I'm gonna ask you this.
go ahead.
I'm gonna ask you this. Not to cut you off, but what vice president has not ran for president?
Uh shit. The last vice president didn't run.
Who you talking about? Michael
Tr-
Pence.
Pence didn't run.
Yeah, Pence didn't run because they lost.
He wasn't gonna run. Why didn't Pence try to run this time?
Because they lost.
No.
When they
Why
when
didn't
you
why
when
didn't Pence throw
so
no. Why didn't Pence throw his name in the hat for this upcoming
because
term?
they lost.
You're
Because
not,
they lost.
so just because he lost, now Trump is facing 32 felonies. I've been
Yeah.
VP. I can't throw my
Yeah.
nomination in for the Republican candidate this time.
Because what I'm saying is if you're with the losing president and the president that you were second in command to has all these X's by his name, you think they're not gonna be like, bro, you was right there when this was happening. When he was getting all these felonies, you was
The
right there
nigga with
too.
the X's just ran again and got the nod. That's why I'm asking. And that's why I'm asking.
Who?
Like
Yeah.
Trump.
Trump, because Trump is an anomaly. That's what I'm saying. But
Okay.
I'm asking you. But I'm saying Trump's an anomaly. But typically, the vice president of the winning party after the second term always runs
Well, Biden didn't run. Biden ran the second time. He didn't run the first time.
because Obama won.
No, Obama was
Obama won
done.
2 terms.
Obama was done with his turn. Biden didn't run. Hillary Clinton ran against Trump. Biden didn't run against
No,
Trump.
yeah, and Trump beat Clinton because okay, you're right. Trump, but Trump, well,
You asked me. You
that's
asked me
tricky.
to name a time.
Oh,
No time out.
that's
No, it's
tricky.
not. It's not tricky. You asked me to name a time when the winning
Yeah,
VP didn't run. Obama didn't
yeah,
lose. His term was up. So if I go by that
yeah,
theory, Biden should have ran, but the Democrats told
yeah.
Biden not
He
to
probably
run
should have.
because the Democrats told him
But
not to run. So Hillary ran and lost to Trump. And then the
yeah,
next go
but yeah,
round, Biden ran and he defeated Trump.
and he won. Yeah, the reason why I say because Hillary was third in command during that what you call it. So it's like they were kind of in the same seat.
They were
Hillary
not in the same
also
seat at all.
is
Not at all.
Hillary
Not in the same
also
seat at all.
Hillary also was the first lady. So it's
So
not this is
you asked me about a VP. If I go by that,
yeah.
I
But I'm
don't care if
saying
she was the first lady. I was the VP. I should have ran.
yeah. But I'm saying it. What I'm saying is it's one thing to say you can be black and white, but there are a bunch of uh, um what's the
There
word?
could
It's
be
contextual.
there could be
Oh,
there could be situations where the VP might not be the best candidate at the time, right?
what I'm saying is there's contextual information that you're omitting. But it's easy to be like, oh yeah, this, that, and other.
What
But
I
there's
admit though.
potential.
But what did I
You're
omit?
admitting that Hillary Rodham Clinton was the wife of the president who cheated on his wife during their presidency, and like it's
Can
so
I ask
much.
you a question?
She
Can I,
has
but can, time
her
out? Can I ask
name
you?
is bigger than Biden's, bro.
Time out. Can I ask you a
Yeah,
question? Just because
yeah.
you were the first lady of Bill Clinton, does that mean that you're more qualified to be the president than the VP? I'm just asking.
No, it means that her name is bigger than what is it right now to this day. Hillary Clinton, Hillary Rodham Clinton's name is bigger than Joe Biden's. The
So
same way
are we going
Donald
by
Trump's name.
are we going by so and I'm not I'm are we going by is the logic going by
Mhm.
the bigger name or the actual person who has a name that can carry the political cachet as well? So is
You
it a
can
popularity
answer.
contest? No, I'm asking, bro.
You can answer that, bro.
Is it a popularity contest or are we really voting politics in what politics we want to see and who we think is the best candidate to get the job done? Now I understand the popular vote don't mean shit. The electoral college is who is electing these presidents anyway. And I do
That's not
understand.
totally true.
No, let me
That's not totally
finish.
true. But
You
keep going.
didn't let me
Yeah.
finish. You didn't let me finish.
Yeah.
I do
Go ahead.
understand the popular vote has something to do with it because certain states have certain electoral numbers, and you have to win
Mhm.
these states. You win these states by the popular vote, and if you win a
Yeah.
state that has the more and they have more electoral college of votes, that's how you win
Mhm.
the presidency. So I get that. But what I'm saying is it because you have the bigger name, or is it because you actually have the policies, the know-how, the experience, all of that?
I'm, I'm not gonna. I what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna respond a question with a question. But I am gonna say that Donald Trump's presidency, even Obama's presidency, is proof or is a visualization that the popularity of the president is as important as their policies.
I
And
didn't say
that
it
would
wasn't. Look, Barack was
that's what I'm saying.
popular,
So
and
what
he
you're saying,
had no. What I'm saying is Barack
yeah,
Obama was popular, and he had to go
yeah,
grab Joe Biden as a running mate because Joe Biden brought the political experience to the card. I understand that piece.
yeah. The white
Same
the, the
thing with
White
same
House,
thing with Trump. Same thing with Trump Pence. Trump was the
yeah,
bigger name, but Pence brought the political cachet or the political experience to the card. Now, Donald Trump was an
okay,
anomaly. Donald Trump was an anomaly. Yes, Hillary Clinton has a big name. Hillary Clinton also was more than just the first lady. She also brought her own political cachet or political
exactly,
record with her. So it wasn't just a
yeah,
name of being the first lady. She actually had
no,
solid political background as well.
yeah. But she was. But I
So
was saying, her and Joe Biden were equal in their political cachet.
they're not equaling a political
Some,
cachet.
some, some.
1000%. Joe Biden 1000% had more political cachet and experience than Hillary Clinton does. That's a fact.
She had more. He had more experience. But what I'm saying is, uh, Joe Biden had never had his highest ranking, his highest level of his high. He was his highest level wasn't higher than Secretary of State at the time. What I'm saying is, before he became VP,
When she was Secretary of State, he was VP. What are you talking about?
that's what I'm saying. Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm backwards. But anyway, all that being said, yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's what I'm saying. He was the VP. She was the Secretary of State. Her popularity was way up more than Biden's. His experience was more than hers. So if you're trying to win the popular vote, you go with the popular person. It wasn't because her policies were better. And I don't think it was particularly because of she she had she had a way in with voters that Biden particularly didn't have, like single mothers, like
No, because
women,
she's a female.
like exactly.
So trying to push the first female to be president, yeah, that's like that's a with all pun intended a trump card. You know what I'm saying?
But
Because she has
I
the
don't.
political cachet, plus she's a female.
But I'm not saying that they were trying to push the first female. I'm just saying that the thinking I'm assuming is that America was familiar with her on so many levels, not only on a political level, but on a personal level as well. They seen her go through a personal hardship. They seen her rebuild her family. They seen her daughter grow up. They seen her husband. They like she has a connection with the American people from being the first lady that Joe Biden necessarily didn't have. There are voters that grew up idolizing Hillary Clinton. There's less of them that grew up idolizing Joe Biden because her name was. But all that being said, Kamala is also the best candidate, the better candidate. I won't say the best, the better candidate because again, the eyes have been on her, right? And what is what 4 years? We haven't had any. The reason why Biden got one of the reasons he got elected because he was a safe candidate. We had Trump. We had all the volatility of Trump. We needed something that was steady, safe, and steadfast. That was Biden. In that his VP had to be the opposite of him, but still be able to operate like him. It's well known that Kamala is feisty as fuck. She was a prosecutor. She was a attorney general. So we know she's not a quiet soul. She's not a sit back type person. But she proved being in the Biden administration and being the VP that she can go 4 years and not have, you know, the volatility. Like, so yeah, it's the best candidate we've seen. Her name recognition, her record. Yeah, she's the best candidate for the Democrats at this time because of the way it folded out. I'm not saying if they had a year and a half, 2 years to go through it, that's different. We're talking about what happened, how it happened. She's the best candidate. Or you would go with somebody who who's been campaigning to maybe do it and didn't do it. Because Yin and oh boy, they were still tit for tat, you know what I'm saying, before the Biden shit, right?
What do you mean tit for tat?
They were still trying to figure out who was gonna be who. I didn't see a bid for either one of. I don't. I might did, but I hadn't seen any presidential not bids from either one of them.
You're not going to see a presidential bid when the sitting president is eligible for another 4 years and is running for reelection. So at that point, the entire party is going to get behind the current president. So you're not
Yeah,
going to
yeah, yeah,
see anybody put in a presidential bid on the Democratic side when Biden
yeah,
is saying, I'm going for term two.
yeah.
Like no one's going to, at
So,
that point, nobody's campaigning to run against Joe Biden
yeah,
because it's an automatic. I'm
okay,
the president. I'm going to keep going. Now we got
yeah,
thrown a monkey wrench. We knew something was up with Joe. And when he went up there on that debate and couldn't get past word three, he had to drop out.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Because he's too old. It's like elder abuse at that point. And like you said, now, uh, bro, that's elder abuse. So now
yeah.
it's like
What I'm saying
you
is,
gotta roll with Kamala because she's the VP. I feel like you have to
you
roll with
think
Kamala because she's the VP. It's not because she's the best.
you think that
She's the best candidate at the time because she's the VP. That simple as what it is. If Pete
it's like,
Buttigieg was the VP, you roll with Pete Buttigieg. You're not rolling with Kamala.
yeah, yeah,
So it has
of
no.
course.
It's simply
But
because she's the VP.
what I'm saying is, I don't like, or the way you present it to me. I'm like, but she's the VP for a reason though. See what I'm saying?
I don't
Like
like
that has
any.
to be
I don't like
said.
either. Well, she's the VP because
But
she was a nominated and the card won. I'm not saying she's look. I'm not saying she's not qualified to be the VP. So when I'm saying this,
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
not saying
But she
that
was the
she's not
VP.
qualified. I'm not even saying it in the
Yeah,
context as if she's not qualified. I'm not saying that the
yeah,
woman is qualified
yeah,
to be a VP. Hell, she's qualified to be president. She has more credentials and qualifications to be president than Donald Trump. So I'm not knocking her at all on any of that front. Not at
yeah.
all.
So that's what, and that's what my post is about in the beginning. I was like, from the time that she became the VP, she was the person that at any time could be the president. So is disingenuous and it's fake to all of a sudden be like, I'm not with her,
I
or
wasn't
you
with
know
that
what I'm
first.
saying,
I
like
wasn't with as
to
the
make.
VP. Like I was afraid of that when Biden won. My I
But why?
wasn't because I'm
Okay,
not
go ahead.
I just wasn't I wasn't sold on Kamala. I like Pete Buttigieg a little better, but I know a gay man never finna be in the White House like that. I even liked Andrew Wang a little
I
bit
mean, if
more,
there'll be a gay man, there'll be a gay man in the White House
but
for
I
so you
just
know what I'm
I
saying.
don't I'm not saying she's not qualified. So don't take it that way. I'm not saying she's not qualified. I'm not
Okay,
saying
but
she's not a good
if she's
candidate.
not qualified, okay, she's not. If she's a good candidate and she's qualified, then what's the issue?
I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue. I'm gonna have an open
I'm
discussion. I told you
no,
from
I'm
at the
asking you.
beginning.
No,
No, I'm saying
I
I
don't
don't
mean it in a
have an
bad
issue.
way.
I said from the
So you
beginning
think
of the
so?
conversation, from the beginning of the
Yeah,
conversation, I'm voting for Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Because she's the better candidate
but
between her and Trump.
But you said that you wasn't with her from the beginning.
I
So I'm
wasn't
saying,
sold on
okay,
Kamala as the VP, but I wasn't sold on Biden as the president either, bro. So
but I'm asking
again, it was on
you.
one of those things where it was like I'm
No,
voting.
I'm asking you.
What? What
I'm
are you asking?
asking you what. I'm asking you why were you not sold on? Like what made you say
I didn't hear
what?
enough from her, bro. Like during her campaign when she was campaigning for the presidential
Mhm.
nominee at first, it was a lot of just back and forth about Joe, calling Joe a rapist, this rapist, that. Some of her policies, like all the Democrats, they were just echoing Obama policies. So, that's cool. But I liked what Pete Buttigieg was saying more at the time. I liked some of his policies. I liked how he wanted to handle some foreign policies, gun control, things like that. The fact that he was he's a veteran, so he was like an ex-Marine. I think he was a Marine. I don't know, I might be wrong. But I kind of liked what he did in his state as well as the governor. So I kind of liked Pete a little bit
He was a
more.
veteran.
Yeah, Pete's a veteran. He's a veteran.
I mean, he's a liar, man.
He's a what?
I mean, he's a liar.
He's a liar because he's a veteran. So veterans are liars now.
No, 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 because they had a policy of no gays in the military for the longest, right?
That's been abolished.
It
Yeah,
was about like in the last 10 years, right?
Pete Buttigieg,
It
he's not
wasn't
that
it.
old, bro. He's a younger
He
guy.
how? Oh, okay.
I
He's
mean,
he's
look, I
over
don't know
40.
when they said gays. I don't know when they look. I don't know when they
Look,
changed the gays and military shit,
I'm
bro. I
saying
don't
something.
know.
You gotta be
And
45
all
to be the
politicians
president.
liars.
So
First
he
off, well, hold on. So you mean to tell me out of everything I said, you said he's a veteran, so he's a liar? Okay.
no. I was no. What I'm saying is that I was trying to when you said he was a veteran, I was like, damn. Okay, so that means that he will bend the law to fit, agendas
Every politician to
in a
do that.
way.
So
Nah, not every politician.
every politician
Not
do
every
that.
politician.
Every
Nah, not
politician
every
do that.
politician. See what I'm saying? Politicians are like black people or like white people or like Mexicans or like whatever you want to call it. There's not a monolithic statement you could put on people
You just put a
to say,
monolithic statement on the guy, bro. You
well, no,
just
that's
put
a
a
factual
monolithic
statement.
statement on Pete
No,
Buttigieg because
I
he's
said,
openly
I said,
gay. And I'm talking
how's
about
that
he's
monolithic,
openly
bro?
gay. He's openly gay. And I said he was a veteran.
Yeah,
So you said, oh, so he's a
yeah.
liar. And I'm like, well, why you calling the man a liar?
I,
And then what did you say?
I said because gays weren't allowed in the military.
Now tell me when was the last time gays weren't allowed in the military? Because I don't know. I don't know.
In the 2000s when the law changed in the 2000s, and I'm
I don't
sure
know. We would
when
have
he's in the
to fact
military.
check it. We would have to fact check it because I don't know. And how you know the man didn't get gay once he got out the military? How do you know why he was in the
Okay,
service?
that's good. That's a good question.
How do you know when he was in the service
That's
that he
you're
was
right.
gay? How you know he didn't turn
I'll
gay
live with
until
that
after he
one.
got out the service and said, you know what, I think I like men now.
I rock with that one. I rock with that one. I rock with that one. That one makes sense. But the one you talking about, I
I
rock
never
with that
talked
one.
about
But
anything, bro, because I don't know when they said you can and can't be gay in the military, bro. I don't fucking know.
I mean, what that mean?
I don't fucking know about that shit, bro. I don't know about when a nigga can and can't be gay. I don't fucking know.
That
But
was
anyway,
in uh 93. So maybe he got in at that time. I don't know. I don't know how old he is, but I know he had to be 45 to be president. So 20 years ago, maybe right around. Maybe he came in on a note. I don't know, but maybe like you said, maybe he came. Maybe he after he got out the military. Anyway, what I'm saying is, it's just it to me. It's always going back to the post. We there's some very very weird and very very gender and race based opinions about Kamala, and I'm like, man, you ain't gotta. You like you said, you can not like her policies. That's one thing. It's one thing to say I don't like your policies. It's another thing to be like, oh, your daddy's Jamaican and your mama Indian. You ain't black. It's another thing to be like, you sucked your way to the top. It's another thing to be like, oh, you wrote this law 30 years ago, and because you did that, like, come on, man, that's just ignorance. That's ignorant speech, man. And that's really, it really, it's hard to not frame that as anything besides woman bashing or colorism. Like I'm saying, like when people put things in black and white like that, a lot of times put the contextualism around it, which with life is contextualized. Life is not black and white; it's a gray contextual area. Then yeah, you be like,
Yeah,
oh
but
man, why
what,
would you say
see,
that?
but you're speaking of those points, those angles are coming from the other side, and they're just trying to discredit her in politics. I don't think those are coming from people who are on the what is it? Not the conservatives, but the what are the Democrats? Because Republicans are what? Conservatives, right? And the Democrats
I
are
would think,
liberals.
yeah,
Yeah. So the
yeah,
Democrats are
yeah,
the
yeah,
liberals. So yeah, those things that you just mentioned, the whole thing they call her heels up Harris, she slept away to the top, all that bullshit, that's coming from some
yeah,
conservative genre, some conservative bullshit where they're trying to discredit her as a candidate. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
coming from that's bullshit. I'm talking about
What
just
I'm saying, what I'm saying
I'm
is,
talking,
when I see,
but I'm talking about just. I see when people are just asking questions like, "What's her policies? Is she the best Democratic candidate that we have?" Look, I'm cool with staying on code. Just know what you're staying on code for and what you're standing behind, and make sure you're standing
what you
behind
mean?
the. Make sure we're standing behind the best candidate at the time. Like you, it's cool to stay on code. Just know
Okay,
what you're staying on code for.
but but it's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: why is it that when a black person is in a position to get power, man, motherfuckers turn into goddamn me, Inspector Gadget, and they turn into goddamn like I made a point to somebody one day. I've been living with that for the last 3 weeks, man. When we were at our most volatile time, when niggas was literally getting hung in the streets, when they was coming out with water hoses and hitting us with water hoses for walking, when we couldn't even drink at the same water fountain. This is the times we're living in, right? In 1950, 1940, 1960, right? In these times, when there's when the and for the only reason they're doing that because of your skin tone. At that time, we still couldn't unify, man. We still had people like I rock with Malcolm, I rock with Martin, right? So we still trying to be morally and trying to and arguing morals at a time when, bro, all that time that's we talk about that amongst ourselves together later on. But for right now, we got to come together to stop this. And an example of what happened, you ain't never seen no Mexicans beefing with Chavez, man. When Cesar Chavez was doing his thing, man, it wasn't South Mexico. I mean, Guadalajarians or California Mexicans or Florida or Cubans saying fuck Cesar Chavez. They understood now this is a labor issue, and we'll call it, even though we know the labor is the labor. Even in his speeches, the labor is coming from these people. So I'm leading these people in labor, but we're not tripping like that because we know that infighting is only going to make us weaker. And what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying about Kamala. We can talk to her because we have an end to her. We have a we her whole life. We don't we not. This is not like somebody that we're not familiar with. And I'm speaking in general as people. She went to Howard, bro. She's an AKA man. She studied humanities, right? So before we even get to this point where we understand what her pathway is, there's sisters that can call her like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like she has these plugs. She's used these plugs throughout her career. So why we want to get out and when I'm saying what I'm saying and why I said that because most of the time the things that you said the right wingers spit out, we repeat, man. We repeat, man. Trump didn't win because he had all white folks voting. He won because he had people like that our color that were walk up like a flame.
Well, hold on
What
now.
you call it?
Now,
Amber
now hold on
Rose.
now. But you got but the other piece is this though. It oh shit. Let me see. I don't know how can I say this. Oh fuck. So people are gonna vote their interests as well. So prime example, for Kamala Harris to win, it ain't all
Mm-hmm.
gonna be off the back of the black vote. It's gonna be more than just the black
Now,
vote. It'll be the black vote, the white vote, the Mexican vote, the Chinese vote. It's gonna be people who are voting their interests. Same thing with Trump.
mm-hmm.
Just because you gonna have people of color who are gonna vote for Trump because they're voting their
Mm-hmm.
interests. So I'm not knocking the person in 2024.
Yeah.
I ain't knocking the person who vote for Trump because they feel like that's their interest. I'm a side eye you when you start
But
looking
I
at something.
am.
Hold on, let me finish though. I'm gonna side
Yeah.
eye you when you start looking at some of the policies that the Republicans as a whole are trying to
Yeah.
push. You got to be
Yeah.
crazy if you are a black man, woman, man of color, person of color, if you want to vote those ideologies in the place. So I get that. But I also
So
feel like
why does it go past that? How, how,
I'm not voting for someone just because they're black, just because of their skin tone. Now,
yeah, but
I
what you just said,
want you to have some solid policies in place and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but what you just said was, and I agree with you in all your points. But what you just said was poignant, bro. Like some of the things that you have, like first off, okay, let me start with the person you said. I'm I'm more than side eyeing people who vote in their best interest only because that's a capitalistic way of thinking. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general because the people who are doing that are completely forgetting that their best interest they didn't make what they had by themselves. They don't get what they have by themselves. There's a working class of people who 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 push this country. So anytime you vote against the working class, you fucked up, man. You fucked to me, and not even to me. History looks back on people. History looks back and be like, man, the people imploded because they let the rich people decide how everything should go, man. And people was okay with that. People was like, it's not enough people. Like nobody, not nobody. 99% of the people me and you know, bro, are not, could do not have that say don't have the same interest or can't vote with Trump in their interest because they ain't making enough money to vote like that.
Well, hold on. Both sides are screwing the working class citizen of America anyway. Because right now, even right now, during this 4 years of a Democratic president, the working class citizens of America are feeling the brunt of the bullshit. Now, I will say the Democrats put in
That's
place for
layered though.
it is layered, but all of it is layered though. Even say
Yeah, but I'm
all of it
saying
is layered. It ain't. It's nothing is
some of it.
single layered. It's all layered.
That's what I'm saying. Some of that pressure they're feeling is because Biden had to come back and undo all the things that Trump undid, because we know Obama put for this 8 years, he put a bunch of things in place. And what's the first thing that Trump did when he came in? Try to undo all those things, right? So now instead of the president being able to do ABC, he got to go back and the harder part about it was the same way with Obama. The Republicans kind of run the Senate and the Congress. So common sense laws like, hey man, we need to do now, man. Roe versus Wade out the window, like shit like that, off the rip,
Yeah.
right? So we can't just be like, oh man, no, it's very layered. But in essence, like I'm saying, the voting in your interest is one thing. This is why when people say everybody shouldn't vote, man, I'll be agreeing with that shit, bro. Because like everybody don't have the capacity to understand what they're voting for. That's why you have Donald Trump's, man.
Let me ask you a question.
People like Donald Trump who what?
Me and you right now are gonna vote when we go cast our vote for president. We're gonna be voting in our interests. We're voting in our best interest when we go cast our vote. We
But
are.
no, not
No,
always.
we are.
No,
Yes, we are.
you are.
No,
You
you are
are.
too. You are too. If
How you gonna
you
tell me
are
what I'm
too.
voting for?
So are
No,
you
because
voting for Trump?
I
I'm
could.
asking, are you voting for Trump?
That's what I'm saying.
No,
No, I'm
are
not
you
voting
voting
for
for
Trump.
Trump?
I'm
Because
saying
it's in our
no, I'm not
best
voting for Trump.
interest
I'm
not to
not.
vote for Trump.
Yeah, but
Simply off the rip of the majority of the policies that the Republicans are trying to put in place. This man is out here telling Christians, just vote for me. You won't have to do it ever again.
yeah,
Because he's trying to
yeah.
set up
I
the
would say
Supreme
this.
Court and he has set the Supreme Court up in his favor where he's trying to fucking change the Constitution if he gets reelected. That in
He already has,
itself,
but
that in itself is I ain't voting for him because it's not in my best interest to vote for Donald Trump again.
well,
It's not.
let me let me let me say
Am
this.
I lying? Did I tell a
No,
lie?
no. Okay.
Is it not in our
No,
best
no, no,
interest
no.
to vote Kamala? Because voting Donald
I
Trump
think,
is not in our best interest.
but I think I'm agreeing with you. But I'm saying I think when you're saying in my best interest, I'm saying that I'm not looking at it as a me thing. and what's best for me.
I'm
I'm
looking
looking
at
at
it
it like,
as a
okay,
community thing, like as a whole, as black
that's what I'm
people as
saying.
a
As a
whole.
community,
It's in our best
yeah,
interest to make sure Donald Trump is not in office. And outside, and to
yeah,
even expand even further, it is a
yeah,
American interest, not just a black and brown people, all color
exactly.
spectrum people to not vote Donald Trump in. Point blank.
I agree with you totally. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There, there are people like, Waka Flocka Flame, just because he said, I'm gonna stop saying his whole name because that's stupid. Waka was like, that's my
I
president,
think
and
I
I'm
think
voting in.
after like 29, no, after 30,
Yeah,
you can't,
yeah,
if your rap name was Waka Flocka Flame, you got to change that after 30,
yeah,
bro. To just
yeah,
Waka, Flocka, or Flame. But you can't say the whole
yeah.
three.
Mr. Flame, like he's saying, well, I got a bunch of money, so I'm gonna vote for the guy who protects my money.
Look, some of this
And it's
shit, you
like
you gotta
that
excuse these people because some of these people are getting paid to say this shit. Amber Rose 1000% got paid to go to the RNC and speak, bro. Hulk Hogan got paid to go speak. Like these people are getting paid to go say this bullshit.
that's the problem that I'm saying. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's why it's a problem because if you can pay somebody to if you can pay somebody to say, hey, do this immoral thing, man.
It happened
Do
on the
this
Democrat
immoral
side
thing.
too, though. Like Meg the Stallion got paid to go perform at Kamala's
Yeah.
speech to influence a vote. Like she's getting the
But she could
bag
have
for
said,
that.
but what I'm saying is Megan and Hulk could have said no.
They're not gonna say no.
People
They
say
could have
no
said
though.
no. They could have, but they're not.
No, but people say no.
People do say no.
People
Yes, people do say no.
there are times when people call when you think Trump hadn't called Snoop Dogg,
Nah, I don't think
you
he called
I
Snoop. I don't think he called Snoop this time
I'm
because
100%
Snoop put a diss record out when Trump won first. Fuck Donald Trump. Nah, he ain't called Snoop.
but yeah, you did that. But I'm saying you think he didn't call like what I'm saying is there are people who believe that Donald Trump does something in his head and then acts on it. People think that. People don't know that there's a staff of people around him. And even with all the erratic things that he says and does, there's still a staff of people who strategically move things around him so they like he doesn't just pick that random place to go have this. There's a staff to say, hey, this is a good site because it's here, so and so blah. Like he has a staff. He has a staff. There are people who are helping him, who are advising him, who are telling him what to say. And
That's on
what
both sides
makes
though.
Trump
Like
on
that's
both
on both
sides, what I'm
sides.
saying. Yes, but I'm saying what makes Trump so bad of a leader is that he goes against this. He what makes him such a bad leader and um what makes people I guess flock to him is because the guy that works at Piggly Wiggly, who is a stalker, can't stand his boss, and he wants to tell his boss off. And then he goes home, turns on the TV, and he sees Donald Trump talking crazy to these bosses and talking crazy to these, and he identifies with that. He's like, man, he tells it like it is, man. He speaks from his heart, right? Those are the people that Trump aligns himself with. And the hard reality is that there's more of them than it is of others. Not that it's a bunch of others, but it's a whole it's entire states. It's Iowas and Missouris and Alabamas and Mississippis and and where it's only one major city in the whole state. North Carolina, South Carolina, Rhode Island, Maine. I can go across the middle. Ohio maybe got two. Illinois got one, maybe.
I mean, some
So
of this
what I'm
stuff
saying,
is
you have
some of tech like Texas is gonna be a red state, bro. Because even
Texas.
Texas politics within the state is ran by Republicans. It's certain things Texas is just gonna be a red state, bro.
You forgot that Ann Richards was the governor for like 3 terms, right?
Okay. How long has
So I'm
Texas
saying Texas
historically?
was moving
Time
forward.
out, time out. How long has Texas been a red state? Historically been a red state?
I'm not sure, but I know that before Abbott, it was blue,
Who was before Abbott?
and
Tell
Richards was the
tell me.
governor.
Ann Richards was not the governor before Abbott, bro.
Who before Abbott? It was
After Ann Richards, you had George Bush, bro. After George Bush
yeah,
Jr.,
George
you
Bush.
had what Rick Perry, bro. After Rick Perry, then you
Okay,
had
it's
Hot
Abbott.
Wheels.
It's Abbott,
Texas has been red
right? Yeah,
since
okay.
George Bush Jr. was governor of Texas.
George Bush, that's that 90 something.
Ann Richards was governor of Texas when I was in elementary.
Okay, who's before her?
Nigga, I don't know.
Let's go and see. Now let's go and see. But all I'm saying is Texas can be blue. That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
only
Texas can be
43.
blue. Yeah, Texas can be blue.
Okay.
Because think about who came out of Texas though. Okay, you talking about the governor, Mickey Leland, Sheila Jackson Lee, uh, 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 Houston has been blue for the last 20 years, right? I think Dallas is back and forth blue and red. Austin has been blue for the last 20, 30 years. So even though the governorship has been red, like, but that's the speak to what I said before. Even with these majors, even though we have Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, it
Houston
is
be blue,
space.
bro.
It's
The rest
so
of the
many.
rest of Texas be red as a motherfucker.
Austin definitely is blue, man.
I don't know.
Austin 100% blue.
I don't know.
Austin is 100%. San Antonio might be both go, but what I'm saying is, even let's say just Houston. There's so many small towns and so much space in Texas, whereas people, like I said, who work at the Piggly Wiggly or work at the Ace Hardware store, and the guy who owns the boss, his dad's dad has owned that store, and they hate their boss, and they just want to blow up at him, but they can't blow up at him because shit, they need this job. They got two kids and a wife at home, and she's working at the factory or whatever, and they see Donald Trump and they identify with him, man,
Bro,
on
Donald
that level.
Trump, these closet racists identify with Donald Trump, bro. And when Donald Trump is running, they come out the closet and these racist policies be what they want, bro. And then you got some of these people saying, well, I make X amount of dollars. It's in my best interest to vote for Trump, even though I don't agree with all his policies. Fuck the Democrats. And then you have people who historically just, my daddy voted Republican or my daddy voted Democrat. I'm gonna vote Democrat, bro. Like the other piece is,
But I'm saying,
I honestly
yeah,
think the most important victories or elections should be your local politicians because they're the ones who are really going to affect change that's gonna affect you quicker than me and the president. I'm not saying you shouldn't vote for president.
not really,
I'm just saying
not really,
your local officials are
not
going to
really, because
affect
what
you a
I'm
little
saying
bit
is
more. So you don't think it's
you
more you don't think it's
yes,
important to vote for your local officials?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that they can affect you more than the president or than the big officials. Not because what happens is the local officials, even though they have a direct line to you, they also have perfect example. We just had a storm, right? So the conversation piece that's been going on between Pollard and Thomas and other blue politicians, councilmen with the red Whitmire, is you weren't prepared, right? And the only reason that well certain districts didn't get, in fact, a bunch of districts didn't have nothing. The ones that did have something is because that person decided, hey man, this thing's going on. Let me call my partners in my area and see if we can galvanize and have some stuff going on so that when it's time for recovery, we're not scrambling. See what I'm saying? So, but technically, their hands was tied, not because they're not good elected officials, because the person over them, the mayor, who has the access and the ability to be like, hey man, yeah, 300 pallets here, 300 pallets there. Let's go ahead and get this pallets going. Let's go ahead the week before the storm. Let's get these pallets placed in places in storm fronts. We have a place here. We have facilities that can hold this stuff, but he ain't do that.
Pallets of what?
So
What are you talking
District
about?
A of water, food, supplies, all that. District A, District B, District C, D, E, J. L, M, they all complaining to the mayor. The people are calling, hey, this stuff is down. We don't have help. My people, my constituents are having trouble. And he like, So your local officials, yeah, they do have a direct line to you, but they still got a boss, and the mayor got a boss, and the governor got a boss. So I agree with you that yeah, if change can happen, but like I said, if their hands is tied, their hands is tied. So voting is not just on local level. That voting is across the board. Because no matter what my local councilman could say, if my wife, girlfriend get pregnant, she gotta have that baby, man.
What?
If she in Texas, even if she, even if she finna die, she gotta be finna bleed. She gotta be bleeding finna die to have an abortion. They have several women that have had that are like, hey, they already told me if I get pregnant or if I have this baby, it could kill me. Doctor's like, well, you're gonna have to die on the table first, and we can bring you back. That's a policy that came from way up top. So if I'm saying like, yeah, man, nah. What I'm saying? That's just one. It's 15 other, saying insurance policies and insurance. All these, some of these things are coming from the top, and we can't affect them. We, your local politician, his hands are tied or her hands are tied because of Donald Trump's, because of Greg Abbott's.
You froze, bro?
Or do you disagree? Huh?
Oh no, I don't disagree.
Or do you disagree?
I don't
Do you
disagree.
disagree with that?
I don't disagree. For the third time, I don't disagree.
No, I mean, because I mean, no, but that's what I was saying. Like you said, the local ones are important, and I wasn't saying
I do
that they're
think
not
I
important.
think your local elections are important for you to vote in. Like I feel like if I only could vote for either my local elections or the president, I'm gonna vote for the local elections. I think it's important to vote for both, but like you said,
Mhm.
prime example, Mayor Whitmire affected the relief that some of the districts got. That's why it's important to make sure you go out and vote the right candidate for mayor because maybe Whitmire wasn't the right candidate. I'm just saying. If you had a
Yeah,
different candidate in there who would have been more prepared, who would have had more access for relief, then that wouldn't be the beef. I'm tripping on
yeah,
the
it's
fact
all.
that after this like the fourth time and we still dealing with Centerpoint and they slow ass uh and their slow reaction to this stuff that happens with us
Yeah,
being out of power. And now, for the next 15 years, your Centerpoint bill is gonna be up at the what 2% is what they said? Because we have to pay for it.
yeah.
So
I'm on both sides of the fence on that one because I really I'm on. I mean, I can see how customers can be mad, but in the same breath, it's like it's kind of arrogance of man, bro. Like we live in a tornado alley, man. It happens,
we don't live in
and
Tornado Alley.
the other part,
The biggest
well, we
issue
live
for
in
us is
a
that
hurricane alley.
we have privatized energy where I'm sorry, it's deregulated or something where you
Yeah,
can get any energy company you want to. So in the
yeah,
event like when we had the freeze and we had issues with our grid, we can't
yeah,
borrow energy from any other state's grids because we're not set up like that. We are a private. We have privatized energy. But if you in
yeah.
Georgia or Alabama or places like that, it's Georgia power, is Alabama power. So if Georgia's grid goes down, they can borrow from the next state over to help power
Well, this that's
their
what I'm
grid.
saying.
We don't do that
But this,
because
but
we
this,
voted in this privatized energy situation. So we just on the
yeah.
grid by ourselves.
But
And
this
apparently
with
our grid
Barrow,
and apparently our grid isn't up to par as it should be. And they knew this since
yeah.
the freeze from a couple of years ago. So
But with Barrow, with Barrow, to me, from looking at it from the outside in, all angles, it's like the coordination it takes, because shit got pushed around. So it's not like the with the ice grid. That was one. That was something. That was something. That was like, okay, shit froze over. We couldn't borrow power from nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because of our policy. That's one thing. You have to actually go and with your hands and touch stuff and fix stuff. Like power lines are down, transformers are unplugged. You know what I'm saying? Things like you have to it's and so now you have to you have more things down like right now as we speak, bro. There are piles of trees everywhere. And not like I'm talking about you've seen it. I don't know how you if you drive across Houston, you've seen it. You know what I'm saying? It's piles everywhere, bro. And what the issue is really the coordination of the private sector and the public sector. And going back to kind of I was talking about in your best interest, the private sector, like, bro, why would I do this thing to quote unquote help the people when I can cash out? I can charge extra for this service that has to happen. I can make my monthly quotas all I wow, you want me to take a loss at a time when I should be taking an abundance,
About what? What are
right?
you speaking of?
And I'm speaking of cleanup efforts. I'm talking about the power. I'm talking about everything.
Well,
Because what I'm
I
saying,
mean,
if I'm a
the city,
lineman,
but the city itself couldn't handle the tree cleanup. That's why you have these trucks that come from out of state to handle the cleanup because the city alone can't handle the
it's too
task
much.
of normal trash pickup plus tree debris pickup. You have out of state linemen that show up because your
Yeah,
in state linemen aren't enough to deal with a crisis. That's why you got to get out of
and that's
state
what I'm
linemen to
saying.
come in. Same thing on the West Coast when you have these wildfires, you got to get out of state firefighters to come in. So that's like a
Yeah,
normal thing. This is Houston, bro. Houston, I'm talking Texas, Florida, anything on the Gulf Coast. Y'all have been dealing with hurricanes from the beginning of normal civilization. So, like
but that's what I'm saying though. You think the lineman coming in?
hurricane
Well,
relief
that's what I'm
should
saying.
be in place, bro. Like we shouldn't be
That's what I'm
stumbling
saying
over
though.
hurricane and storm relief in the Gulf Coast.
But listen what I'm saying though. I feel you on that note. But I'm saying that when you bring these outside companies in, you think they playing fair? You think they coming in being like, okay, we're gonna just do it and pay us on the back end,
No,
or
you
they
got to
saying,
pay the
hey,
linemen to
we
come
need
do the shit. They ain't doing it for free. They shouldn't
okay.
do it for free.
Now question. Hold on. Now question. Does Houston have a budget?
Well, Centerpoint is in
Yes.
charge of that. The city of Houston
Listen,
isn't.
no, no.
Centerpoint is.
But that's what I'm saying. Does
Centerpoint has the
Houston has a budget?
contract line.
You hear what I'm saying? Houston has a budget. Houston's one of the only major cities, I think it is the only major with a budget. So now you're saying, okay, Centerpoint's in control of that. Okay, cool. So Centerpoint is going to bill us because we have a contract with them. They're going to bill us. We can't go over budget though because we have a budget.
Okay.
So now we have a step. So now we got it. So now in between, because what I'm saying, the companies coming in, they ain't charging no regular rate. They charging that. Oh, we charging these fees. It's Centerpoint like, okay, cool, we'll pay it because we got paper.
You
We'll
ain't got no
pay it
trust, but you ain't got no
because
trust
we
but to pay.
oh yeah, but then we say on the backside, we gonna charge you. We telling the city, hey, we incurred these fees. They are not in our contract. You gotta pay for that. And the city's like, but we got a budget, bro.
Well, it's gonna get passed to the customer.
So
It's gonna
I'm
get
not. I'm,
passed
I'm
down to the
saying,
consumer. The
yeah,
cost is. Hey,
yeah, I
that's
feel
why
that.
our natural gas is higher now. Our natural gas went up because of what the fucking freeze a couple of years ago. So now that's why your natural
Mm,
gas charges are higher. Your fucking water and sewage is higher now for whatever the
yeah,
fucking reason it is. All
I'm just
utilities
saying
that
that
went up.
that
So
the logistical facts of what's going on make it that where okay because you're dealing with large companies, large amount of money, large amount of people. It's some litigation and it's some paperwork that has to be filed and taken care of. And if to what you said, if you don't have a something in place ahead of time, then you're gonna have to make the paperwork work up, draw up the contracts, send it to the lawyers, make sure lawyers approve. Okay, lawyers approve. Since they lawyers, they got this is time. While all this happening, that's why I'm lineman is sitting right there waiting, like, man,
well,
we can't move without getting paid.
what I read, the article I read, the issue wasn't any of that. The issue was Centerpoint's execution. Centerpoint had linemen in place sitting in different cities like San Antonio, Austin, ready to come in as soon as the linemen needed to come in when they got the all clear, they had these people in place and they just didn't execute the shit how they were supposed to.
I mean, that sound like money, bro. The only thing that makes shit don't move is money. Money make everything move. If I got money to make you move, why I'm not moving you?
Hey man, the linemen want to move. Your Maryland linemen wouldn't have drove from Maryland to Texas before the money cleared. So what I'm saying is the money was there. The execution was
Okay, so
poor. The
yeah,
execution on
that's
center points end was poor. The money was there, bro. The money
I
there
mean,
regardless.
I can see that. I
If the
can see
money
that.
ain't there,
And then
a nigga from a crew from Maryland ain't moving 20 trucks from Maryland to Texas before the check don't clear. Nah, they not coming down here before the check clear. But the check is already cleared, bro. Because I'm getting paid to drive.
yeah,
I'm getting
but
paid when I'm sitting in
I
San
probably paid
Antonio,
you.
bro.
I probably paid your front end, your per diem. But all that
I'm
being said,
I'm getting
all
paid
that
when I'm sitting in San
uh,
Antonio, bro. And I'm getting
yeah,
paid these 2 days I'm sitting here to Center Point don't know what the fuck they
yeah.
want to do.
And like I said, that sounds like logistical issues. You know what I'm saying? And all that being said, all that being true, now let's talk about the part when I got to actually go out here and touch. Like it ain't like I could push a button. I gotta go touch 150 of the 200 down in each neighborhood. I got to actually go out
See,
there and have somebody touch it and put it together. I got poles that, like in my neighborhood, on the
yeah,
backside,
but
it's
some of that
poles
too,
down, bro.
but some of that too was the bullshit of, and I can speak to this because I live over here. The entire north side of downtown is black, my nigga. But you driving on the
Yeah,
freeway, you know what the fuck is lit up? Minute Maid Park
but
is lit up. You want to know why Minute Maid Park is lit up? Oh, because the Astros got a game before All Star break. So you mean to tell me that and I understand why it happened because there's money involved. But you mean to tell me when the majority of the city is dark, you're gonna prioritize Minute Maid for a fucking baseball game? When the Astros could have said, fuck
I mean
that.
that's perspective, man.
What you mean perspective?
Because because I'm saying you're saying that they prioritize the game. Somebody else
They
could be
they
like
they
they had
prioritize the
they had
game. Yes.
no. Somebody else could say the that north side of of downtown got shitty ass slum blowers that's taking care of they like Minute Maid has a better the people who are working at the people who are on
What?
the structural yeah. What I'm saying is the people who own the properties on the other side of Minute Maid, right? You think they don't have power because they took power away from them, or they think that
My nigga,
maybe
it
some of their
wasn't any
structural.
power from 59 all the way to I-10 through the heights. So it wasn't just low income areas. It was low income areas, middle income areas, the fucking heights. It was
Well, the
rich
heights we know why,
areas.
but we know why
George
we
R.
know why the
Brown
heights went
didn't
down,
George
right?
R. Brown didn't even have power, but they cut the power on in Minute Maid first. So even the center that will help
Yeah.
people in need didn't have power, but they cut the power onto the stadium
But see,
first.
you keep
I'm just
we
look,
keep
hey, yo,
listen.
hey,
Hold
I'm
on,
just saying.
listen. It's contextually speaking. So you said the heights was down. We know why the heights was down, bro. Because all
Why
them
was the heights down?
trees. We know why. Because all them trees. That's why the heights was down. Because there's trees
Bro,
everywhere in the heights, bro.
it's
It's
Houston.
low hanging
Trees
trees
were down
everywhere. And
everywhere. What are you talking about?
listen, okay, what I'm saying is driving through the heights,
It's
the
not
way that
just
the
the
heights is
heights,
set up.
bug. It was driving through everywhere. You drive through Maryland, it
Yeah,
wasn't no lights. Hell, I got lights before Maryland did. Maryland had lights for damn near 2 weeks.
but what I'm saying once again, Monterey is an older area, so like I said, it's the context of what you're saying makes sense. But then if you start, you have to investigate every area because I had lights off of what 1 day and a half. So you saying what it, and then down the street, two lights down. Perfect example. The Target on the corner had lights, but across the street, the apartment complex didn't have lights. So it's not like it was. I'm not saying that it was because they're rich and they're poor. I'm saying that the structural build and some of the things that the way the building is built, the upkeep of the building. If it's a newer building, it's going to have better structure. The George R. Brown is older than Minute Maid. The George R. Brown probably takes more people to it has more protocols to look at than Minute Maid. You don't think so? I think so. It's concrete. Like it's concrete slabs for it's 3 4 football fields in what's called it right in George R. Brown on 3 different levels. So we have to go through electricians to be like, okay, is this good? Is that good? Is that good? Is that good? Because things, I don't, I, logistically, that's probably a nightmare. And who's to say that George R. Brown was doing that every time like he's supposed to? Maybe it was. Who's the staff that runs George R. Brown as opposed to who's the staff that runs Minute Maid?
How do I know that? I don't know. How would I know
I don't know either. I don't know either. But I'm saying those are the questions that a person would ask when you say, well, how come this is not working and that's not working? As opposed to being like, oh, they gave it for the Astros game, they didn't do it for the
that?
George R.
Nah, so
Brown game.
I
Who
do.
run?
I'm just going by the article I read. Like I don't know, but it's all good. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't I
asking the
don't care
question.
either way. To be honest with you.
I'm asking. I mean, if I'm going to inquire about something,
I mean,
it's
you
one thing
probably
to
should ask the
inquire.
governor and the mayor of Houston as well. Is why they questioned why CenterPoint sent crews to prioritize cutting on the power at Minute Maid first. But I don't know. It's a whole expose about it.
This. So you saying the mayor has something to say about something, and the
Mayor,
city
and
didn't have a
it
plan
was
for
the
nothing?
lieutenant. It was the lieutenant governor because Hot Wheels was out of town. That's funny. Hot Wheels was out of town with the CEO of CenterPoint. They wasn't even in the country, bro. That's the funny shit of all. That's like the funniest of funnies, bro. The CEO of
It's not
CenterPoint
even funny because that was
and the
probably
mayor wasn't even fucking town, bro.
planned.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm
That was
saying.
probably
No, when I
planned.
say it's funny, that's
The
the
same way
funniest of
Ted
all of them.
Cruz. Yeah.
So shit.
The same way Ted Cruz burnt out when it was time when it was called. But I'm saying like, nah, like I said, that sounds like politics to me, man.
It
When
probably is.
I'm
I mean,
questioning why I'm here, if I'm the mayor and I'm questioning why the power's on over here, but at the same breath, I don't have any contingency plans in none of these districts to get my constituents power, food, water, nothing. But I'm asking about this, man. That's a private company. Minute Man is a private company, bro. Don't give a damn what they got going on, man. I got these public
uh,
service.
is it?
That's a private company. The Minute Maid is a private company, man. I mean, the Astros are a private company, man. The city does not employ. The city doesn't send people to Minute Maid Park to fix nothing. The city
I
don't
didn't
send
say the
people to
city did.
clean
But I
Minute Maid
didn't say
Park.
the city did.
No, I'm saying, but the city does send people to make sure that there's trash picked up, to make sure that the water is working, to make sure that the roads are clean.
Oh,
So he had no
I'm confused.
contingency
What are you talking
plan
about?
for those type of things. I'm
Oh, you
saying
talking about
so
Whitmire? I don't know. I don't know what Whitmire had. You're gonna know better than me. I don't know what contingency plans Whitmire had or didn't have. I don't know. You
I'm
would know
saying
better.
there was none in place. You didn't
Uh,
see anything happen.
I don't know.
They
I
did.
mean, I
Then you
don't
got
know.
a phone call or a text or
Why would I get a phone call or a text though? I'm asking.
because they have everybody's information with the city.
But
So
why
when
would
it's
I get a
when
phone
there's
call or text though? What are they calling me for? I'm asking. I'm not being funny.
to
I'm
make sure
serious.
no to make sure you're okay, bro.
The city should call me to make sure I'm okay.
The city or your council or they have like when you take the consensus every 4 years or whatever, they get your information. So now we know, okay, we had a storm over here and we have power out for a extended period of time. We either send people down there or we have ways to contact to make sure that the people are living in these areas, especially in your area, because there are elderly people in your area. So
I ain't
maybe
never got a
because y'all
phone call. Like the
the
most I
city.
seen the city, hell no, the city ain't never called me. The city ain't called me. They ain't passed out no
Mm-hmm.
flyers. I ain't seen no representative. I ain't seen no nothing, bro. No.
What district you in, man?
I mean, nigga, I don't even fucking know.
I see. Let me see. If you find a district, man, I gotta look in the map. I'll look it up and see. I'll get you. I'll see if I can get the. Well, man, that's a tall task, maybe. I might see him one day. Your councilman. And,
Oh, you ain't gotta talk to him on my
okay.
behalf.
Why not, man? You want to you pay their bills?
Nigga ain't calling me. My job called me though.
Just make sure you're okay,
Hmm.
or make sure you're coming in.
No, make sure I was okay. They had funds.
That's what.
My job called, make sure I was okay. They had relief
Yeah.
at the fucking airport because the airport didn't have power for like a week and some days. So they made sure that
Yeah.
there were pallets of water there. We had
Who brought him
food.
in?
Southwest brought them in.
Who brought? But I'm saying, but South. Oh, so it was Southwest Water.
No, it
Like, what
was
was it?
Sam's.
Sonny? Was it
It was
Coke?
from
Was it?
Sam's. It was from Sam's,
Oh,
but
Sam's. Okay, Sam's. That's what I was
the
trying to ask you.
company went and had literally the company had like 18 wheelers of water brought there, and they
Yeah.
set them up for employees to take home water. They had food items,
Yeah.
non-perishable food items. You could make a good little box and take with you. They had charging
She was
stations for
actually leading.
people who didn't have power. And no, Sheila Jackson Lee.
She
I
was
don't want
actually lead. She had one.
rest in
She had one
peace.
in her.
Yeah. Where's she at?
Yeah. She had one, and she did one. She had a water and food release spot in her district.
Oh, I seen a bunch of water and
They were over
food
there off
release
of
spots across the city though, bro. I seen that shit. It seemed like every fucking exit when I was going from my house to work, it was
well,
water, food, all of that shit.
but those were like I'm saying. Why the reason why I asked is like those are like she made the phone call to XYZ to come over here. We made the phone call to Walmart. Da, 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 hey, you know what I'm saying? Like the mayor who has the ultimate phone book can make that same phone call 2 weeks in advance or a week in advance and be like, hey, y'all. I don't want to talk too much because they got spots and they got spots that got
Well, see, I don't know
supplies.
I don't know the inner workings of the city politics as much as you do. In my mind, I'm thinking that
I not
like
politics. It's just
no, I'm saying in my mind, I'm thinking like these like district reps and all of that. I thought that's what
yeah.
their office does. I thought their office sets up these things for their district that they represent in a moment of crisis. I didn't think that it was the mayor's office who is picking up. I know they're not picking up the phone, but metaphorically speaking, I didn't know it was the mayor's
Yeah.
office who's picking
I
up the
mean,
phone
it,
and coordinating all of this. I thought that's why you have these district reps in place, these city councilmen in place that facilitate these things. I would assume that it's like a crisis team, um, even coordinating with the county, where when these things happen, these teams come together and they set up this relief for the citizens of the city and the county in
where we
in
get the money
in
from?
in conjunction with the mayor's office. Yeah, but I don't look for the mayor to be the one picking up the phone. And I understand we're not saying the actual mayor. I'm not looking
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
I'm not looking for
Mayor's
that to come
office.
out the mayor's office. I'm looking for that to be a coordinated team between the mayor's office, the district reps, the county, all of that working as one. That's what I'm
So,
looking at.
question. One question. So, let's say your district has 300,000 people,
Yes.
maybe 200,000 people, right?
Cool. Let's do 300,000.
So 300,000.
And your district has how many?
I would probably about the same.
All right. Our districts both have
How,
300,000. Cool.
yeah. How would you? How would you on a Sunday afternoon, on a Friday afternoon, you hear, oh, it's coming this way. On a Friday afternoon,
Mhm.
you got 7 days
I got
to get
7 days
this.
to plan.
You got 7 days to plan
Right.
to be able to try to get food, water, and supplies, possibly 300,000 people.
See, in my
You think they
mind,
have access?
I'll go ahead. Keep going.
You think they have access to that type of funds?
So I feel like that's a loaded question. When you say access to that type of funds, I don't think that they have a blank checkbook that they can open up and write a check to
Yeah.
get those funds. I
Hmm.
would assume, and I'm assuming, and I'm only going by how, me working in structured businesses, I would assume there's a team.
Hmm.
So if me and you are
Yeah.
both representatives of districts within our county and our city, and we know we're 7 days out from what could be a terrible storm, I would
Yeah.
assume that we're all gathering for a team for this crisis management for our city and figuring
Yeah.
out how we're going to get these essential needs to the people of our city. No matter if it's my district or yours, we got to work together as a team with the mayor's office. Now, it's an issue if that
There you
crisis
go.
management team is on board, on point, setting up the structure, setting up the foundation for it, and we're getting zero help from the mayor's office if the mayor's office is that office that has that check to write for the stuff. That would be the
And that
problem.
that's that. What I'm saying is that's the end all. Be it's like this. You can scale down to the wire, bro. Like it's like let's say we both site directors or we both whatever, and we need to get some juices for our kids, right? We can but we got a huge site. So we can't come out of pocket for this. We can come out of pocket for this, but we ain't. Nah, we can't. I can't afford $5,000 worth of juices,
But it
right?
got to be
I
some
gotta go
sort
to.
of,
I gotta go
but
my.
it has to be some sort of
Let me,
budget
let
for
me,
the
let me
juices, though.
finish. Let me finish. Yeah, but the budget was for okay. We get juices every month, right? Usually get $1,000 worth of juices, but because of the storm, we gotta get 100. We gotta get $10,000 worth of juices. We'll. This is out of our budget league, but we know for sure all we gotta do is go to P, get the P card, and we can get it right. That's all we gotta do.
If the
You know
funds
what I'm
on the P
saying?
card, you might get to the P card and the funds
No,
ain't
the
on there
funds on the P
because
card.
let
The
me
funds
finish.
on the P
But let me
card.
finish though. You might get to the P card and yeah, you need X amount of dollars for juices, but it's 30 other sites that need the same amount of money you need as well. So now
But they got the money though, bro.
we gotta allocate the money that we have budgeted out for this. And I would assume there would be a different budget for a crisis. You dig? And that's what
Yeah.
the team would be for. Like I would assume Burrow coming on Monday, we didn't start planning on Sunday. I would assume we started planning 7 days out because the meteorologist been telling me for 7, 8 days, hey, this storm coming on Monday, bro. It's gonna be bad. So I'm hoping that we started our planning 8 days out opposed to on Saturday.
I'm saying I'm saying that there was no plan at all, one, and then two, there are safe now I won't call them safe houses, but there are warehouses that have equipment that I know I'm a district representative, but I can't get in that. I can't. It's like a P card. I can't get to the P card without him signing for it.
Then the mayor the
I
problem. If
can't get
that's the
into this
case,
building.
then the mayor in that office is the problem.
I can't get into this building without them giving me the okay. And even if I get in the building, okay, and now I gotta get I gotta get these city trucks to get it out of here, right? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that it's layered because he got caught with his pants down, man.
It's
He
poor
got caught with
planning,
his
bro.
pants down,
It's
and
just poor
he
planning.
just got and center point too, but center point got caught with their pants down more on they weren't prepared for the structural damage. It's less about the power and it's structural damage. It's structural damage to places like a place like George R. Brown got so many nicks and crannies in it, bro. And George R. Brown is a city property. They give tax dollars like they have city events there. Like I'm going well tomorrow. We getting backpacks from tomorrow, right? They it's a city thing, whereas Minute Maid Park is a privately owned thing. Even though they might share funding or whatever, or they might whatever, but that's a private company. So the owner of Minute Maid or the Astros can call Center Point and be like, "Hey, let's work this deal out so I can make this happen." And the mayor
Well,
should
the
be able
owner
to
of the
call the mayor.
Astros don't own Minute Maid Park though. So
Well, okay, well, whoever owned Minute Maid Park,
but I'm pretty sure
but I'm sure they're
it was some politics involved with somebody saying, "Hey, this game gotta happen." So you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. That's I mean, I don't know.
But it's a privately owned company, so it's like I can maneuver out. I can maneuver differently as far as the city.
I don't
But
know.
I'm saying,
Some of these sports venues are owned by the county. I gotta look to see. I gotta look that like that's one
the
reason.
dome is
That's one reason why we can't do shit with the fucking Astrodome because it's owned by the county. So
yeah, the dome is. But the ones that are branded, because we haven't done it. Did we do a bomb? We didn't do a bomb for anyone else, did we?
just because they
We didn't
branded
do the
don't mean
bomb
nothing.
for
They're
NRG. We
just because they branded don't mean nothing. They can just sell like you can purchase rights to name, you know, the stadium something. You paying the
yeah,
money to whoever.
yeah.
So
I don't remember.
but I
I don't
don't
remember a
know.
bomb for the. I don't, you might. I don't know. I'm saying I don't remember the bomb. I don't remember a bomb for any of that Toyota Center
Nah, we
or none
voted.
of that.
We voted to build Reliant though, or NRG. Like we
Reliant.
had to vote. We
We
had to
did.
vote to get like that was half the reason why Bud Adams was mad because the county didn't want to build him no stadium, so he moved to Tennessee just for the county to build a stadium for the Texans. So
But then again, that's big money, bro.
and
Think about it.
it's built right next to the dome. So I could be wrong, but I would go out on a limb and say that the NRG might be owned by the county. I could be wrong though.
I don't know. I just know that you think about the sponsorships they have, then NRG. These are all big money.
Yeah, they just paying for the
money
right.
made.
They just paying on. They just paying us they just paying they're just paying to have the rights so that
Advertise Toyota
it's to
Center.
advertise. Even Toyota
Yeah,
Center, we had to vote to build that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these stadiums, you voted to build. Now I don't
but
know
I'm
about the
saying
college
we not. I
stadiums.
don't know. I don't know if they voting to build them or they voting to. Cause I think I don't know.
They
Let me
definitely
check.
got
Hold on.
funds, bro. They definitely got like funds from the county to build that shit. I ain't saying that some of these owners didn't go in their pocket to build it. Like I think some owners, like I think Jerry World is I think he owned that shit. Like I think he built that shit. I don't know. That shit gets weird,
He
bro.
should have.
Shit gets weird, bro. I gotta lay
Oh,
it down though,
NRG.
bro.
Yeah, man. Harris County Sports
See?
Convention.
Yeah. County own that shit.
Yeah, NRG. But see, the county and the city and the state, that's three different. That's three different entities, man.
Yeah, because that's a fucking probably $1 billion facility or some shit. At the time it was built, it was the most expensive stadium, and then Dallas had to go build some shit. But this has been another episode of the 16 Shots Podcast with Young James Boogie and AR Dub, and we're gonna be back in a couple of days. You know what I'm talking about, and we out.
Yo, yo, yo.